All right, so we got the service done yesterday. Let's get the snow blower on for this winter. So I have it laid out the way it's gonna go. This piece right here is the bracket that hangs on like the mechanism that would lift and lower your deck. So that's gonna go on first. This one with the arms connects your snow blower to the deck lift mechanism, so this will make your snow blower move up and down as that pivots one way or the other. And then snowblower, make sure you check your belt before you get it all put together. Make sure your belt has no problems. That way you're not trying to take it all apart after you get it done. This is it. No tools are required. So for this first piece, I took these little retaining clip thing, cotter pin, whatever they want to call them. So looking at it, it's going to suspend. This is the front. Those pieces will snap into those little openings on the side. These pieces are fixed. So I'm gonna put them under there. I'm gonna bring them this way to hook underneath there. And then these pieces are removable. So once it's hanging on one side, I will put these in to suspend it, and then I'll secure it up with the pin skin. So looking under the mower, these arms are the ones that would lift your lawnmower deck. You can see there's holes in the back, and there's one over there, right into my fingertip. Another arm, the hole's right there, and then this hole's right here. So top of the triangle will go in the middle holes, the back will go in here, and we'll get it hung up there. So I don't know how easy you can tell from this angle, but the two fixed pins are now in the front and the back on the other side. And then this part will go up just like that. And you can see where and you push the pins through those holes. That hole right there. Pretty simple. All right, as you can see, pins are through. So the pins went on the inside, came out, and then I was able to put these little clips on. Thinking back to when I got this from the factory, I don't think the pins were actually in the other side. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. In those little top pieces, because you can pull this, you can push it, it can't fall out. But there are holes over there, so I'll just go ahead and put retaining clips in there anyway. So in the next step, you're gonna feed your front hitch that holds your blower over. The metal bars go over, and then they'll go back there, and they're gonna attach to that, but we'll do that. So next step. Feed them both through there carefully, don't scratch the sides of your mower. And then the silver bar, we'll take the pin out of it. Push that through, and then it's gonna sit. You can see we'll put it, lift it up a little bit, and we'll push that silver piece of metal through there. I did forget to mention, turn your wheels all the way it'd be to the right. So that way the pin can go, it has to go straight through this opening, but you can see this bracket is on the inside of the supports from the mower. And then you just pass the bar all the way through. And then you put the pin back in it on the other side. So the way I did this next step, I have the mower fully upright, or fully like if there was a lawnmower deck on here, it'd be fully retracted. Just because that is already on a dolly, so the blower is already in the up position. And just to save me having to start it, since this is all the way up, it'll match that. I don't have to start anything in between, but what I do have to do is I have to support the front bracket just with the edge of the dolly. That way, these are a lot close. Oh, look at that. Like there's like not even any work really. So those just slide right in. Otherwise, if that's on the ground, think about how this would be if those lower, pushes forward, you know what I mean? So using just the corner of the dolly as a lip, just to support that weight, I effortlessly could just put it back here in the back and then stick a pin in it. Pin's right here. And then we'll do the other side too. And then just real quick, I turned the pin around. Like I stuck the cotter pin in the top, but then it was kind of snagged on that bolt, so I figured that might give me some trouble and like kind of a rub point, so I put it in through the bottom instead. So now the whole front hitch, it's all fully supported. The whole thing feels solid, even though, I mean, realistically, all it has is just like one hinge point and then those little bars kind of going over connected. But next thing, we're gonna get the blower on, but make sure these are in their locked position. So that's how it locks into the blower. You're gonna struggle if you left them there. Slide them back into the groove. This one over here. Slide it back into the groove. That way the inside, nothing's grabbing. And then we'll feed all this stuff through, get it all pushed back in there. All right, so started the mower for this part. This is where the guys like to save their backs. So you could sit there and rock it back and forth and lift it maybe an inch. Or start your mower, lower that front bracket, and then just line everything up and get it kind of pushed back. One of those pulleys will usually kind of snag, so you have to get a little bit of force and it'll kind of pop up in there. Just like that, there we go. Had to kind of tilt it back and down a little bit. Once it's sitting in the right spot, release these little latches. They will lock into the bottom of the snow blower when you lift it up. So you just release them from those little grooves that hold them open. And then you will lift your blower. And you should see those little pins snap into place. And it's usually pretty obvious. See, it didn't really snap in. It's still, it's still loose. I can move it around freely. So sometimes when you have to do this, you have to just lift it up a little bit higher and it should just pop right in. There we go, just popped in. It's pretty obvious when it does it. All right, so now that that's all mounted up, you can turn your mower off. You can take that dolly out because now the snow blower is being held by the mower. So now you gotta feed the belt through. It should already be pretty much all the way lined up. Comes out the back near that drive pulley right there. These two little pulleys, one of them is fixed, this one right here, and the other one is on a spring. The other one is like your tension, so it will add tension to your belt, tighten it up. If you're having troubles getting it on, push that away to take tension off the belt, and that can make it easier to get it wrapped around that back pulley there. And then another way you can do it, the way I actually just did it was, you bring your belt and you use your hand, you kind of like push it into the edge of the pulley, hold it with your hand, and then rotate. And once you get to a certain point where the belt's in the back, it all just snap into place. So this belt is a lot easier than the mower belt. And the last step, get your controls mounted. So here's the screw, you put it through on the inside. Here's the bracket piece. It's gonna go on, yeah, just like this. Try to do this one-handed. It'll mount on just like that. And then I'll flip this cable on the outside, but I'll get that tightened up real quick. All right, it's all installed. Everything works. Now what I'm doing is I'm getting the feet set up right. So I put quarters under here and I brought the mower down. I'm gonna set the plastic feet on the side. So you can see on the metal, I can pass the quarter so the metal's not touching. And then I want to set my plastic feet out here to support the deck at a quarter height. So obviously I need to lower the feet because they're a little bit worn from last year. And I just use a quarter. You probably could go smaller if you wanted to, but my pavement's kind of rough, so quarter works for me. All right, it's all good to go. Last step, and I usually do this after every couple. I have some spray silicone. I just spray all the pieces so that I avoid having too much snow sticking to everything and it's getting all jammed up. So this just helps keep the snow from sticking. All right, that's it. I might have to put chains on it. I usually do partway through the year. It gets really icy, so that's it for that. Don't forget to put your weight on the back just to offset the front. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.